Your body doesn't ask permission when you turn 70. It just starts changing. 5 specific things happen to every single person, and most don't realize until it's too late. I'm about to show you what's coming, and more importantly, what you can do about it right now. My name is Dr. Naira. I've spent years studying aging patterns and working with older adults who are trying to maintain their independence and quality of life. Last week, a man named Frank sat in my office and said something that stayed with me. "Doctor, I wish someone had told me this would happen. I would have done things differently." Frank was 73. 3 years earlier, he was hiking, playing with his grandkids, living fully. Now he needed help getting dressed. What changed? The 5 things I'm about to explain, and Frank ignored every single warning sign. You might think you're different. You exercise, you eat well, you feel fine. That's exactly what Frank thought. But here's what nobody tells you. These 5 changes don't care about your habits. They happen to everyone. The only difference is whether you prepare for them or let them destroy your independence. Change 1. Your balance system starts failing not tomorrow, not suddenly, but right now, quietly, your inner ear is changing. Let me explain what's actually happening inside your head. You have 3 tiny canals filled with fluid. When you move, that fluid shifts and tells your brain which way is up. After 70, those canals start degrading. The fluid gets thicker. The sensors get weaker. Your brain starts receiving mixed signals. Margaret was 71 when she called me. "Doctor, I feel drunk when I stand up. Nothing's wrong with my legs. It's like the room is tilting." I tested Margaret's balance. She couldn't stand on one foot for even 2 seconds. 10 years earlier, she could have done it for 30 seconds easily. Her inner ear was failing. This wasn't weakness. This was her balance system shutting down. Here's the terrifying part. You won't notice this happening. You'll think you're fine because you can still walk normally. But try this right now. Stand up, close your eyes. Can you stay balanced for 10 seconds without swaying? If you're over 70 and you can't, your balance system is already compromised. A study from Johns Hopkins tracked 2,000 seniors. The ones who lost balance with eyes closed had 5 times more falls within 2 years. 5 times. But there's something you can do. Every morning, practice standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Start with 10 seconds. Work up to 30. This forces your brain to recalibrate. Your balance system is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. Margaret started this routine. 6 weeks later, she could stand on one foot for 25 seconds. Her dizzy spells disappeared. Change 2. Your reaction time drops dramatically. When you're 30, you see something falling and you catch it. When you're 70, you see it falling and you watch it hit the ground. Your hands just don't move fast enough anymore. This isn't about being slow. This is about your nervous system degrading. Let me tell you about James. He was 72, still driving, still independent. One afternoon, a kid ran into the street chasing a ball. James saw the kid. His brain screamed, "Stop!" But his foot didn't hit the brake for a full second. 1 second doesn't sound like much, but at 30 miles per hour, your car travels 44 feet in 1 second. James stopped 6 inches from that child. He came to my office shaking. "Doctor, I saw him. I tried to stop. My body just wouldn't respond." I tested James's reaction time. From stimulus to response, he averaged 1.4 seconds. At age 30, he would have been around 0.7 seconds. His nervous system was literally running at half speed. A study from Stanford measured this precisely. They tested 2,500 people at different ages. At 70, your nerve signals travel 30% slower than at 50. Your brain takes longer to process what you see. Your muscles take longer to respond to commands. Everything slows down. This is why seniors cause more accidents, even though they drive more carefully. It's not judgment, it's biology. But you can fight this. Play reaction games on your phone. Catch a ball against a wall. These activities force your nervous system to stay sharp. James started doing hand-eye coordination drills every day. 3 months later, his reaction time improved to 1.1 seconds. Still slower than his youth, but fast enough to be safe. Now here's where it gets serious. The first 2 changes, balance and reaction time, they're just the setup. They make you vulnerable. But the next 3 changes are the ones that actually steal your independence. They're the reason people end up in nursing homes. They're the reason families have those painful conversations about who can't live alone anymore. Change number 3 is happening inside your muscles right now, and you can't feel it yet. Change. 3. Sarcopenia. Your muscles are wasting away. Maria was 68 years old. She lived alone in Seattle. Strong woman, independent, did everything herself. Then one morning, she tried to open a jar of pickles. Couldn't do it. Tried again. Nothing. She called her daughter, embarrassed. "Honey, can you come open this jar? I don't know what's wrong with me." Her daughter came over and opened it easily. "Mom, when's the last time you lifted anything heavy?" Maria thought about it. "I don't know. Months. That's the problem." After 50, you lose 1% of your muscle mass every year. By 70, you've lost 20%. By 80, you've lost 30%. But here's what makes this terrifying. The loss accelerates. From 70 to 75, you lose muscle twice as fast as you did from 60 to 65. A study from Tufts University measured this in 800 seniors. At 65, participants could lift an average of 40 pounds. At 75, only 28 pounds. At 85, just 18 pounds. That's a 55% drop in a single decade. Now think about what you need muscle strength for. Getting out of a chair, carrying groceries, opening doors, climbing stairs. When you can't do these things anymore, you lose independence. You need help. You become dependent. Maria started strength training. Nothing crazy. She bought resistance bands. Every morning, 15 minutes, arms, legs, core. 3 months later, she called me. "Doctor, I opened a jar yesterday without thinking about it. Then I realized what I'd done and almost cried." Your muscles respond to stress at any age. A study from McMaster University proved this. They took seniors, average age 78, and put them on a resistance training program. After 12 weeks, participants gained an average of 4 pounds of muscle. Some gained 7 pounds at 78 years old. The seniors who didn't train lost another 2 pounds of muscle in the same period. That's a 9-pound difference in just 3 months. Change 4. Your bones are becoming fragile. This one sneaks up on everyone. You feel fine, you walk fine, then you trip on a rug and your hip shatters. Let me tell you about Dorothy. She was 73, healthy, active. One winter morning, she stepped onto her porch. There was ice. She slipped, landed on her side. Instant pain. Her hip had fractured. But here's the shocking part. The doctor told her family the hip didn't break because she fell. She fell because the hip broke. Her bone had become so weak it snapped under her own body weight. The fall was just the trigger. This is called osteoporosis. Your bones lose density every year. They become porous, fragile, hollow inside. A study from the National Osteoporosis Foundation found that 1 in 2 women over 50 will break a bone due to osteoporosis. For men, it's 1 in 4. After a hip fracture, 40% of seniors never walk independently again. 40%. They go from active to wheelchair in a single moment. And here's the worst part. 20% of seniors die within 1 year of a hip fracture. Not from the fracture itself, but from the complications. Pneumonia from lying in bed, blood clots from immobility, infections from surgery. One fall can end everything. Dorothy survived, but she spent 8 weeks in rehab learning to walk again. She told me, "Doctor, I thought I was healthy. I had no idea my bones were that weak." That's the problem. You can't feel bone loss. There's no pain, no warning signs, just sudden catastrophe. But you can prevent this. Weight-bearing exercise. Walking isn't enough. You need impact. Jumping jacks, light jogging, anything that stresses your bones. Stress signals your body to make bones stronger. Calcium and vitamin D. Most seniors are deficient in both. Your body needs these to build bone. Dorothy started a bone strengthening program. 1 year later, her bone density scan showed improvement. Not back to normal, but stronger than before. Change 5. Your proprioception disappears. And this is the one nobody talks about. What's proprioception? It's your body's ability to know where it is in space without looking. Right now, close your eyes. Touch your nose with your finger. You can do that because your brain knows exactly where your hand is and where your nose is. That's proprioception. After 70, this system breaks down. Your brain loses track of where your feet are. You think you're lifting your foot high enough to clear the step, but you're not. You trip. A study from the University of Michigan tested this. They had seniors walk upstairs while wearing sensors. The seniors thought they were lifting their feet 6 inches. The sensors showed they were only lifting 3 inches. Their brains were lying to them. This is why seniors trip over things they can see. It's not vision, it's not weakness, it's the brain's map of the body becoming inaccurate. Robert was 76. He tripped over his own feet 3 times in 1 month. Nothing was there. He just misjudged where his foot was. I taught Robert proprioception exercises. Stand on one foot. Walk heel to toe in a straight line. These force your brain to recalibrate. 6 weeks later, no more tripping. 3 exercises. That's all you need. First, the single leg stand. Every morning, brush your teeth standing on one foot. 30 seconds each leg. This forces your brain to recalibrate where your body is. Second, heel to toe walking. Walk across your bedroom, placing one foot directly in front of the other, like you're on a tightrope. 10 steps forward, 10 back. Your brain relearns precision. Third, the blind reach. Close your eyes. Reach out and try to touch a doorknob or light switch. Your proprioception sharpens with practice. These 3 exercises take 5 minutes total. 5 minutes to prevent the trips that put you in a wheelchair. Margaret did these every morning for 1 month. She told me, "Doctor, I feel steady again. I'm not shuffling anymore." Your brain can relearn, it just needs the right training. The real issue, fear. And this might be the most important part. Your fear increases your fall risk. This sounds backwards. Shouldn't fear make you more careful? No, fear makes you tense. When you're tense, you move rigidly. Rigid movement is unstable movement. Think about walking on ice. If you're relaxed, you adjust naturally to slips. If you're terrified, you lock up. That's when you fall. A study from the British Medical Journal found that seniors who reported high fear of falling were 3 times more likely to actually fall. 3 times. The fear itself creates the fall. Helen was 71. She fell once in her kitchen, minor bruise, but after that she became terrified. She started taking tiny shuffling steps, gripping furniture constantly, avoiding stairs completely. I told her, "Helen, your fear is making you fall more, not less." We worked on confidence building. She practiced walking normally with me nearby, gradually increased difficulty, walked on slightly uneven surfaces. After 6 weeks, she told me, "I forgot I was afraid. I just started walking normally again." Confidence is physical. It changes how you move. When you trust your body performs better. Putting it all together. 5 reasons aging changes how you move. Muscle loss steals your strength. Inner ear decline ruins your balance. Sarcopenia weakens your entire body. Bone loss turns falls into fractures. Proprioception disappears and your brain loses track of your body. Every single one of these has a solution. Strength training, balance exercises, bone building programs, proprioception drills, confidence work. You're not helpless. Start today. Pick 3 exercises from this video. Do them every single day. Track your progress. In 1 month, you'll feel the difference. In 3 months, your family will notice. In 6 months, you'll wonder why you ever felt unsteady. Frank came back to see me 6 months after our first meeting. He walked in without assistance, stood from the chair without pushing off the armrests. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doctor, I got my life back." That's what this is really about. Not avoiding falls, but reclaiming the next 30 years of your life. Everything I've shown you works, but only if you start today. Right now, your body is changing. The question is whether you're going to change with it or let it leave you behind. Which exercise are you going to start with today? Let me know in the comments below. I read everyone. Thank you for being here, and remember, your independence is worth fighting for. I'll see you in the next one.